Okay, it's between 48 and 49 inches high. And that's on this setting right here. Show you that it's on the ground. And that it's between 48 and 49. And let me give you a whole all the way back view. There you go. Just want to confirm the camera height so people don't say I'm a liar. People don't say I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. Alright, I'm going for the sun right now. So I gotta shut it off and get ready to videotape the sun.
So Nick told me, the guy, he goes, Nick, that's my boss. He's like, you know I was just fucking with you. You're an asshole. It's like, I could tell you were extremely snippy. I wasn't fucking with you. You're still an asshole.
Wow. That's another bird rack out there. See its light already flashing?
No, that's the image stabilization. It's trying to stabilize. You're not moving, so it's moving.
Look at this. Five times speed only to save some time on the video, make it a little shorter. Sometimes people don't want to watch my long ass videos, so I cut it a little shorter for you by speeding this part up. It is a little boring anyhow. You know, it did have some details that were pretty cool in it. Had the one boat with the lights on it being chased by the other boat. One boat's heading outward. One boat's going, more across from me. They're heading in really two different directions, even though they're staying pretty close to each other. It's definitely a difference. And then if you look at this bird rack, this is Bayport Bird Rack. It has 7 cross members, including the top. So you can count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at the very bottom, you see how the two are getting pulled in together. It's like they're trying to pull themselves together at the bottom. Now, this part wasn't quite as good of a focus. I probably could have had a little better focus on it, but it is really hard to focus on some of this water. I don't know what that was that went flying by. It could have been a boat way the hell out there. You never can tell. Could have been a pile of birds. Um, but here you go again, back on the boat, and the audio's on here. I'm kind of just going to talk over the audio a little bit. But you notice this is a shrimp boat. They usually got their lights on when they go out. Um, so the workers can pick shrimp out of the net. And I want you to pay attention here too to this.
He went to get the car, and somebody stayed right there. I didn't stay there.
Grass or this branch sticking up out here. This is a tree, and there's a lot of times where that's actually above the visible water line, and I'm really close to the water too. As you've seen, I'm 4 foot high. The water is not really much underneath me. I gave it a foot. I don't even think it was a foot deep, a foot away from my camera. But I give it a foot, so between the 48 and the foot, it's 5 feet. I'm at 5 feet, but you see where I'm standing. I'm actually down under the seawall, and there's a lot of times where the water comes right up above that. So it's something to take into consideration. Also, perspective. I'll show you a spot here where you can look at perspective. People say, now I get these trolls coming on my channel saying I don't know nothing about perspective. I don't have a clue what perspective is. Well, an object that's farther away is going to be smaller than the object that's up close. Okay? Now, a lot of times people think that, um, even I did, when I was filming the bird rack, Bayport bird rack, I'm figuring I'm 6 foot up. My horizon line would be right at 6 feet, which would be less than halfway up the rack. So, I'm sitting there going, okay, then why do I see water well beyond it on certain days? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because of perspective. And this right here is going to be something I can really show perspective with. We got to wait for the right spot to come up on the video. Um, and again, too, trying to focus in on this with the lighting the way that it is. Now you can look at this part. I got a little better focus, but look how that the the ones at the bottom, the one second to the bottom, is trying to pull itself down to the bottom one. See how they kind of connect? That's downward refraction. It's also distortion, but you can see how it's trying to pull itself down. That is what we're always saying, downward refraction. Now, you see that hard water line stop at the bird rack. Well, actually, there's more water back there. There is more water back there, people. It's just in the mirage, in the mirror, and it's just mirroring the sky. That's why these two boats can ride the same water line and stay on that same water line and just get smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's perspective too. Okay? You got to really look at perspective because perspective means a big deal. You know, if you've got two peaks at the same height and one's farther away than the other, it will look like it's dropping, going behind the curve, but it's not dropping, it's just getting smaller than the one that's closest to you. Just like these boats. If there's a boat right in front of me, it would block out everything. You wouldn't see shit. Um, I don't know how much more I can do, people. You know, I put out a lot of observational videos. Um, it's kind of, at times I feel like it's worthless, it's useless, because all I get is trolls telling me how wrong I am, how stupid I am, and everything. And oh, here's the North Rack. Oh no, there's the North Rack. Looky there. The North Rack is 8 miles out. What do you know? What do you know? And there's the two boats. You see the one with the lights on it out in front of the one that doesn't have its lights on. And of course, you've seen the North Rack out there beaming. And somebody might say, oh, see there, the bottom hull's getting cut off. You ever think about it being so damn small you can't see the wake that it's making? And that wake is blocking out that lower half of the boat. I mean, think about that, people. Or it's so damn small you can't see it. Hey, she said that. Ah, ah. Like I said, it's getting crazy, people. You know. All right, here's your perspective for you. See that sign? See this little blobby thing off to the right of that sign? That is really, really close to me, and it does not stick up as high as that sign. I mean, there's a big difference. That sign's probably up over 10 foot, and this one here in front of me is only about 2 feet. What gives? Perspective, maybe? Or look at these rocks that are closer, blocking out the boats that are farther away. Oh, looky. Those rocks are a lot closer to me. They're out at about the area that Bayport is. So how in the world could those rocks be blocking out those boats that are well past it? These boats are probably 6, 7 miles out. I have no problem with saying that. I've learned how to judge the distance of these boats with the beacon markers and these other markers out there. The size of the boat when it passes Bayport Bird Rack. A big, big difference. Now, did you see that little sign? That little blob that was sticking up? Look at this. There it is. Look, it only sticks up a few feet out of the water. Oh, my. And, you know, somebody might say, hey, Wide Awake, you're lying. You picked your camera up and put it up on the seawall when in between. You know, you're not down there at 5 feet. There ain't no way you could be there at 5 feet off that water and getting these boats that damn far out there. Hell, they should have went already over the curve. Yep, they should have been. Should have watched them damn things sail over the curvature a long time ago. I mean, bloop, go right off, just sailing off into the sunset, just like they showed you in the movies, right? Holy shit, flat, man. Look how far out them boats are. Wonder if we can get Superman to use his X-ray vision. See if they got any fish or shrimp in them boats. Maybe that other boat got some crabs. You even see the light flashing. You see a light flashing on the other boat now. I'm actually surprised he doesn't have his lights on in that other boat. A lot of times you got to be careful about that, because if Marine Patrol's out there, they will give you a ticket for not having your nav lights on. Now, he may have his nav lights on, but we can't see him from this distance away. And these lights that are in the back of this boat are really, really bright lights. I mean, real bright lights. I've seen them up close when they turn them things on, and it's like a big ass spotlight. Because also that light does also attract the shrimp and bait fish. So, another reason for them to have those big bright lights on. But they mainly got them on so they can work, pick the shrimp out of the net. That's a tough job. I had a friend of mine that worked on a shrimp boat, and I actually got a chance to go along and hang out for the night. And oh my God, I'm glad I didn't want to work. I kind of hung out with the captain and just floated around out there and watched my buddy pick shrimp. Man, he wound up with a whole bunch of holes in his hand. Look at that boat go past the other boat. Now that other boat with the lights on it is going away from me now. It turned and started going away. And you could tell which boat was in front of what boat, to give you a good idea. I mean, you could just look at that and tell. I don't have to tell you which boat was in front of what boat. Pretty obvious to me. But again, did I lie? Am I lying about the height of my camera? Did I pick it up, put up on the seawall when nobody was looking? And then lying to everybody, telling them, no, I got my camera down there in the water, but hey, nobody knows I got it up on the seawall, right? Hey, wait a minute here. I got an idea. I just recorded this one myself. I just want to let you see where I had my camera set at again. I mean, I'm way down at the water's edge here. Look at that right there, kind of. That's what happens right there, kind of. That's what happens out there. It's a whiteout. I left that little part in there where it sounded like an echo, so you could see, or you could tell, or you could hear that it was the same video. You could hear me on
This is crazy.
the P900 audio,
I should
and
not
then
be
you can
seeing
hear me
this
on
boat.
audio of
Look at that one.
cell phone footage. Alright, I'm just going to let it in with the normal audio. Thanks for watching, people. But hey, I ain't no damn liar. And this is going to conclude my Mission Impossible load.
I'm going to do some time lapse. I think I proved my point with this right here.
All the little flowers. Nothing gonna do without me. We're getting more colors. I was getting ready to go.
Yeah, it got prettier out there, didn't
All
it?
of a sudden, in the last 2 minutes.